So this is just getting ready for the shot that everyone just watched. I just added my camera here and I'm just trying to get it into focus. And while I guess I'll kind of start out here where you can see the bear and kind of start to see both of us at the beginning. Now I'm actually looking through the camera to see what the camera sees and what it's going to record. So I want to keep the camera here while the bear is idle. So if I start to play it, I'm looking through the camera, he's idle and then he starts to walk. So I want to make sure that first frame that I have him idle, I want to stay in this position. So with this first camera, I want the bear, I want to be able to switch camera as soon as the bear gets real close to this camera. So I'll probably let him take 1, 2, 3 steps. Let's go to frame 135 here, and I'm gonna go ahead and get out of this camera. Now I'm back in the actual viewport mode instead of the camera, and you can see that with this wider view the bear is actually right in the camera right now, but since I'm looking from the viewport and not the actual camera, I couldn't have done that if I wasn't inside the camera. So now I want to switch to a different camera. So this first camera, I'm going to collapse it, and now once the bear gets close to that camera, let me move the view here. I want kind of a top view at first to see him walking, and then I'm going to try to cut back in closer to him. So I think I'm going to let him take a few steps from kind of, because I want more of the park view in here. So I think I'm going to let him take a few steps from right here. So I'm going to add another camera into the scene here. And I'm going to place it right here. And this is the view of the camera, so let me probably rotate it down. I'm just going to get this into position here. It's looking at the river. So I'm going to rotate it 180 degrees, and I can see right here on the right what I'm looking at, and I kind of want to get the little pond here in the middle, so I'm just going to move this back some. It's kind of a far angle, but let's just leave it there. Still get the stairs and get part of it in there. So I think I want it about right here. So I'm just going to grab this camera, move it into the scene here. Okay, so I'm looking through the second camera here, and I'm going to go ahead and so I want the bear to walk a few steps, and I think so this is where the other camera ended, right here at frame 135. So I'm gonna go to the camera cuts, and I'm gonna switch to this camera, and I just want him to walk a few feet. So I'm going to let him walk about 3 steps, stop on frame 190. So if I back it up to the beginning, it should at frame 190, alright, let's go all the way back to the beginning, and it'll play. He's in a sort of an idle breathing position, and then he starts walking, and then when we get to frame 190, or actually it's frame 136 to 190. That's where I want to put the new camera. So right as he gets close to the camera, it cuts to him walking from the outside. So at 190 is when I want to add a new camera to come back to the bear. So I'm going to add a new camera here. And then I'll just let me get out of the camera view first. Okay, so right now I want this new camera to be right at the bear at this point. So I'm just going to drag this new camera in front of the bear. And it's right now it's facing the river. Let's do the 180 on this. And then I would just move it down and in front of the bear. Okay, so I have it in position. And this camera, I'm going to have it follow the bear probably for the rest of the scene. Since this is my first time doing this, I think I'll just have it follow the bear. So I'm now looking through camera number 3, and the bear is still right up on the first camera, so I can come over here to the right, go to the first camera and just hide it. So now I can see the bear, and it looks like the focus is a little off. So I'm gonna go to my camera here. My third camera is called camera 2, and the focusing distance. And let me just drag. And you can see the focus to about right there. Now he's more in focus, so I'm going to leave it right there. And I'm just going to add the keyframe there. Now to have the camera follow the bear, let me go up to the camera cuts and add this camera, which is this one. So it'll switch at this point from looking at that top view. It'll now switch here to in front of the bear. Now, so let me go to this camera that I'm on, which is camera 2. And over here in the details, I'm going to go look at tracking settings. And after the track, it's going to be the bear. So it'll now follow the bear. So I'm going to turn this on, and the camera goes down a little, that's fine. I can just move it back up into position by the offset here. And I'll just drag it back up to where it's focused right on his face. God, this thing is so sensitive. Okay. Let's see what 60 looks like. So now it is focused back right on the bear. The bear is in focus. But let me so it follows, which is actually pretty cool. I think I will take this to about 340. And from here I'm going to add another camera which will stay at the bear's head. So frame 340 I know is where I'll follow it, but I always like testing this out. So if we bring it back to the beginning, wait a second. Okay, I need to make sure I'm out of this camera. I hope that didn't move it. And now let me go to the camera cuts and let me go back and play this so far to see. Just breathe in, starts to walk, switches to the high, and then we follow it to 340. So far, yeah, it's working good. Okay, so I'm gonna do one last camera, and that was on frame 340. Get out of here. Okay, so frame 340. Is where I'll add the last camera. So I'm gonna go up and let me. Got to be careful that you're not in the camera when you're moving this, or it'll actually move the camera. And I could tell because if it says cinematic or the cinema up here and shows the camera, I know I'm in a camera. So currently I'm not in a camera. So let me get this last camera to finish out this scene here. So I'll add one more. Camera here. This is actor 3, and I'm going to get it here in the focus. So I just need to bring it over, push it kind of in front of the bear. I'll rotate it 180. There, and let's put it in the bear's face. And to have the whole bear in it. The front of his paw right there, so I'm pretty close. Let's look through the camera view and see what it looks like. So I need to add that camera. So if I need to add a new camera, I go to track, and this is camera. I can see up here on the top right, camera actor 3. Go to this track. Now add camera actor 3 to it, and we gotta fix the focus. So on camera actor 3, come here to the focus and let's get them in the focus here. Right there, looks good. I'll add a keyframe there for that focus, and this is the point. Go up to the camera cuts, and I want to switch to this one from this point on. Go, and to finish this out, I'll have the bear, I'll track the bear. So let me go back to that camera 3, come over here to details, and we're going to track bear, and I'll just move that transform up to where we're looking right at them. So now facing the bear, and this time I want the camera to follow the bear. So actually, I mean, I would move the camera to follow the bear, but that's gonna take a little while. So since this is just the first one, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna actually move the camera to the end and then stay focused on the bear. So first thing I need to do, so I'm on camera 3, I need to move it right in front of the bear at the final frame. So if I go to the final frame, which is 5:25, I can move the camera. So now I'm gonna, let's move this in front of the bear for its final shot there, and see. So that looks good. So now if I look at it, camera is right in front of the bear. So now I can move the bear back to 340. And if I look at the camera, the bear's out of focus. So I want to keep the bear in focus as it's walking towards the camera. So I'm going to come back over here on the right. Let's close this. And I'm going to go to the focus settings. So I'm going to, on the focus method, I'm going to set this to tracking. And I'm going to open the tracking focus settings. And I'm going to pick the eyedropper, and I want to click right here on the brown bear. Keep it in focus. And now as the bear comes, it keeps the bear in focus all the way up to that last frame. So if I look back at it, and let's go all the way to the beginning, and before we go to render this, let me look and see, play it back. So I'll come up to the camera cuts here and look and see how it looks. Bear's idle, starts walking, switch to the top, and then the bear comes by, comes all the way up. So it's looking good. So I'll just get out of the camera mode here, and I'm gonna render this. I'll probably do I'll just leave it for now at 1280 by 720, and uncheck the compression here, and I'll render this out.